Do you feel tired, exhausted, and emotionally drained? In this video, I'm going to give you 10 health habits that are going to help you boost your energy and feel amazing both physically and mentally. I'm Lara and I can help you live healthy, happy, and free. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I upload a video every single week. Before we go any further, I just want to say a couple of things about this video. So I'm talking about 10 health habits that you can implement to help boost your energy. And they're all health habits that I do as well. But for me, it has been a very gradual habit formation over the last 4 years. So if you're thinking about implementing these, just remember it does take about 2 months to make a habit solid in your life. So what you may want to do is choose 1 or 2 to implement over the next few months, implement it, and then choose another one as well. And the other thing I want to say is that although I've talked about daily habits, if you find that you can only implement them 2 or 3 times a week, then that's absolutely fine. We're totally going for progress and not perfection here. And if you're someone who finds that you can only implement 1 or 2 things a few times a week, then that is going to make a massive difference. And so start with that. Progress, not perfection. Health habit number 1 is to ditch the diet. How many diets have you been on in your lifetime? So up until about 10 years ago, I was constantly on a diet. I tried absolutely every diet under the sun. And the problem with the diet paradigm is that it's flawed because it focuses your attention on everything that you can't have rather than focusing on what you can have. So one of the best long-term strategies to help you have more energy is to actually focus on all the amazing nutritious food that you can actually eat for a healthy lifestyle. So it's that shift in attention that gives you that energy boost and will help you feel better in the long run. Health habit number 2 is to start a gratitude journal. So actually the research shows that feeling gratitude helps you feel healthier, happier, more satisfied, and increases your well-being. So many reasons to actually start a gratitude journal. So you can start a gratitude journal, so literally writing down 3 things every day that you're grateful for. Or if you can't be bothered with that faff, then every time you go to sleep or when you wake up, think of 3 things that you're genuinely grateful for. You can also expand that out and think of 3 things that you're grateful for about your home life, 3 things that you're grateful for about your work life, and 3 things that you're grateful for about yourself. Health habit number 3 is to get up early. Now, about 3 years ago, I read an amazing book called Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And when I first read the book, I had young children at the time, they still are young, and when I was reading this about the idea of getting up an hour early, an hour before my kids, I thought, Hal, are you completely insane? I would die if I did that. But I was so convinced by the book that I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And I started doing my Miracle Morning, and I'm still doing it today, and it's amazing. So it did take me a while to get into this habit. So this is one that I would encourage you to be very gentle with yourself about. But now I get up about an hour earlier than my children, which means my alarm goes off at 5:30 a.m. And I do certain things that Hal Elrod recommends. So it includes things like having a bit of meditation time, doing affirmations, visualization, a little bit of exercise, even if that's just a bit of stretching, and a bit of journaling as well, and gratitude, which I've just spoken about. So yes, it might sound insane, especially if you've got kids like I do. Like, why on earth would you get up before your children? But honestly, that centering and that puts you into such a good space to help you with the rest of your day. It is going to boost your energy, I promise you. And even if you can only cope with getting up 15 minutes before your children or 20 minutes before the rest of the household, then totally do it. Just do it. Just try it. I promise you it will make a difference. Health habit number 4 is read to learn. Now, if you are a reader, that's absolutely fabulous. You might be someone that already loves reading and reads loads of novels. I've always been someone like that. What I did about 8 years ago is I switched to reading something that was going to give me some inspiration that I was going to learn from, and it can be totally life-changing. Now, I'm not necessarily suggesting that every book you read should be that, but honestly, reading books that are going to help you learn is highly, highly recommended as a daily health habit. And what I've done is I've put some links below to some of the best books I've ever read, and they're just life-changing, they really are. Health habit number 5 is to eat the rainbow. Now that might sound a little bit silly, but basically it's a really good way of working out if you are eating enough variety and enough colour in your diet. So think about what you ate for breakfast, lunch and dinner yesterday, and what was the variety of colours sitting on your plate. Now, when I do this exercise with a lot of my clients, sometimes they're like, oh, my plate is brown and beige and maybe a bit of yellow, and that's it. So if you are finding that there's not enough colour on your plate, then I would highly recommend increasing the amount of colour and variety of colour you see on your plate. So a good way of thinking about it is eat the rainbow. So if you think of all the amazing fruits and vegetables that we have, they come in every colour of the rainbow, and that's going to help you make sure that you're having the right vitamins and minerals in your diet. It's a good way of getting that variety in. Health habit number 6, and this is to exercise or move. So a lot of people don't get enough movement in their day. So the average person in the UK sits down, I know I'm sitting down now, but sits down for 8 hours every single day. And that's worse if you have a sedentary job. So a lot of research is actually coming out showing that it's really bad for people to be sitting in the same position every single day. So getting some exercise or at least some movement in your day is really important. And it doesn't necessarily mean pumping iron in the gym. I'm not a gym goer myself, but it's just thinking about how can you get more movement in your day. Maybe that is just adding a bit of movement or walking even into your daily routine. So can you go for a little walk at lunchtime? If you work in an office, can you walk to people rather than sending emails or picking up the phone? Are there different ways of adding that movement into your day? Or it could even be that you do a little bit of stretching at the beginning or the end of the day. But I highly, highly recommend getting some exercise or movement into your daily routine. Health habit number 7, and maybe the most controversial one, is to switch off the depressing news. Now, we know from psychology research that we are very negatively affected by a constant stream of negative media. Now, the media and the news cycle is constant now, so it is possible to get access to this negative stream of messages all the time. And we hear all the negativity that happens in the world. You switch on the news, and we know from research that something like 96% of news is focused on negative things. So you're hearing about wars, famine, disease, terrorism, the latest problems in any country around the world. And I'm not necessarily saying that we should be totally switched off from it completely, but we want to reduce the amount of negative input we have in our lives. The research shows that if you have this constant stream of negativity, it has a huge impact on your well-being. It is going to make you feel more depressed. You will feel more depressed about yourself, about your life, and about the world. So honestly and truly, even if you cut out something like 98% of what you receive, you're still going to know what's going on in the world. So I highly recommend switching off from the depressing news. Health habit number 8 is to stop comparing. We have been brought up to compare ourselves all the time to absolutely everyone. And in fact, I did a video about this the other week, so you can get a link to it up there. But we want to stop ourselves from comparing, really. And the reason for this is often when we're comparing ourselves to others, we are comparing the end product, where they've got to, and we're still on that journey, and we're not comparing like for like. And it's just not helpful. It actually, again, it makes us feel depressed. Stop comparing now. Health habit number 9, and that is to use airplane mode. So there are so many people in today's society that are totally addicted to their phones to the detriment of their personal relationships. So if you're someone who's sitting down with having a meal with a friend or family, and these notifications come through, ping, 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 and you're checking your email and you're checking in from something from work and you're checking something on social media, don't do it. Use airplane mode. It is going to help you so much, because if you're sitting down for dinner with some family and you're receiving these notifications from work, you're not psychologically detaching. And being able to psychologically detach from things, especially work, is really, really good for your well-being. It's gonna completely change your life using airplane mode if you don't already. So there's 2 times where I recommend using airplane mode. One is when you get into bed, or just before you're getting into bed, switch your phone straight away onto airplane mode so you're not tempted to start checking emails or messages at 11 o'clock at night. Use airplane mode then. And another time is when you are hanging out with friends or family. So if you are going for a meal or you're going for a drink to hang out with someone, put your phone on airplane mode so you can actually give them that one-on-one time and dedication. And my final health habit is health habit number 10, and that's to learn to meditate. Now, the reason I suggest this as one of your daily health habits is that there is so much research that shows how meditation is so good for your health. It improves your well-being, it improves your life satisfaction, it helps your memory, it helps your attention, it helps your focus. There are so many reasons to meditate. And what I would recommend is finding a form of meditation that works for you. So there's so many different types of meditation, and meditation means different things to different people. And it certainly doesn't need to be anything that's necessarily a religious or a spiritual thing. It can be something that just helps you relax. And really, there are so many forms you can use. So there are guided meditations, there are ones where you use a mantra and so on. But I would recommend looking into meditation and trying it out for yourself. It is so, so good for you. So there you have it. Those are my 10 health habits. I hope you found those useful, and I am so interested to know, number 1, are there any of these health habits that you're currently implementing in your daily routine? And if they are, drop me a message below and tell me which ones they are. And the other question I have is that, are there any other health habits that you've implemented either on a daily or a weekly basis that you find really, really help with your overall health? So what I've done is I've added quite a few links below, some of it to back up what I'm saying, so the science behind what I'm saying. I've put a couple of links to some relevant blog posts that you might like. And also, if you are someone that's looking to boost your energy throughout the day, download my guide. I've put that really at the top of the information below. So check out these other videos for information about keeping your energy going throughout the day. And if you liked this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and do share it with your friends. I would really appreciate the support.